party started, and I think we are live. Um, Welcome back to a very depressing episode of Emerald Pitch Talk. Welcome back to Take a Touch. I don't even feel like even do the intro, to be honest with you. I'm just fucking tired. I'm done. I have nothing left, boys. I genuinely have nothing left. But guys, please do like, comment, and please do subscribe. Like I say all the time, we're just a couple of black boys from the hood, just trying to make it out. Um, Pato was just sitting in like here right now, just trying to get this streaming thing going right now. That's not real background with him. And H is just in the hallway of his apartment. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not a bedroom that he's sitting in. And me, I'm just sitting behind a wall with a light. So, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be greatly appreciated if you guys could subscribe as well. Um, yeah, I'll just go to you, Pato. Obviously, you watched the City Arsenal game. You're still in your City pull era for some strange reason, even though if they were to win the league title this season, it will be like what, seven out of 10 they would have won. Seven
Yeah,
out of
it'll be 7 to them, 2 to us. Yeah.
seven to them. I wouldn't really call that a rivalry, but um, you're very happy that Arsenal dropped points, which I respect. But what was your takeaway from that game?
The takeaway from that game is your team was good. You played well. You went toe to toe. You did your thing. But just from an attacking point of view, your players just aren't killers. And I saw a graphic earlier today about the attacking signings that Mikel Arteta has made. None of them are world class. You haven't bought a world class attacker since Mikel Arteta has come to the club. Gyökeres was supposed to be that, but he's not. And when you compare the teams that have won the title in the past few years, Liverpool and City, from the attacking talent that they have,
I'll give you a bit more context with that as well. Even when attacking signing, um, the board wasn't even convinced to force to even sign on him by the way game. It was Mikel Arteta that forced them to sign, and no, like
you know,
they didn't actually want that signing to go through. And even with Zubamendi as well, I've seen reports came out that apparently Berta didn't, as new sporting director, Berta didn't actually want Zubamendi to be signed. He would have had better options, but for the fact that that deal was like 95% done before he even got into the job, there's not much he could really do. But when I see the 52 mil that we put down for Madueke, and I see guys like Kvaratskhelia going for like 60, obviously the amount of money that PSG signed the Bele for from Barcelona, all that kind of stuff as well, and even give you an even better tidbit. Before, where a former sporting director, I'm not sure if you even know about this one, but you know when we signed Marquinhos all those years ago, you know that Brazilian that looks a bit Bengali, but apparently Edu Gaspar was looking at Kvaratskhelia when he was still playing in his homeland, and he had the option to sign Marquinhos or Kvaratskhelia. Which one did he sign? Just take a wild guess which one he signed. He signed Marquinhos. Do you know where Marquinhos is right now? Back in Brazil. And where's Kvaratskhelia? You
winning
know what I'm saying?
Champions League.
So like our talent ID for like midfielders and defenders is like somewhat good, but attacking wise, it is so bad. Like since that 22-23 seasons, just to give you a bit more context, Pato, since we first challenged, the attacking signings that we made since then is Kai Havertz, it's Raheem Sterling, Victor Gyökeres, Gabriel Jesus, four players. From the very first time we challenged for a title, four.
And the thing is, two of them are rejects from a different club. Jesus had his prime years in City. How are you going to take the player that they used to win the leagues, and then you think you're going to take him, and now you're going to start winning leagues? It doesn't work that way. Well, if you look at United back in the day, they will go and grab the best striker in the league when he's in his prime, and they went to go grab Van Persie. See what doing as well. They went to go grab Haaland. But you guys said no. Let's grab the guy that City are pretty much done with. Even with Havertz as well. Chelsea were like, we don't know where he plays.
You know what annoys me about Havertz is because we could have got Ivan Tony for the same amount of price, but like H always says that Arteta loves good boys. He doesn't want bad boys. And Ivan Tony is a bad boy, not in the sense of like he's a bad boy on the pitch, but he just is all energy, his whole kind of aura, the thing about him. Like he's not. Arteta's going to be telling him to track back. He's going to tell Arteta to go and piss off. Do you know what I'm saying? You say, broski, let somebody else go handle that. I'm not doing all that. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's not going to follow Arteta's instructions down to a T. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean in the sense of he's going to be a bit of a maverick. He's not going to do exactly what the manager is going to want him to do. I don't
But
know how or why he thought after we challenged for the first time, Kai Havertz is what we wanted. And like you said, a Chelsea reject. Like it tells you a lot about a player when you're signing him for another club, yeah, and that club is actually rejoicing that you're taking that player.
exactly. There's no if you want to sign Erling Haaland today, there's no chance you're getting him.
Mm.
Absolutely no chance. And around them times, you just challenged for the league. Before that, you were going for top four. Chelsea are a direct rival. City are a direct rival. They're not going to give you good players. They're not stupid. That's why
You
those
see,
teams make
see, see,
those.
you did with Zinchenko and Jesus, and I seen how that changed our trajectory a little bit. Never done business with us again. They said never, never, never ever. They gave us those two players, thinking, yeah, you can have them. You're not going to do anything anyways. And
You know
then
what
we
I mean?
see that we were actually pushing them and challenging them, and I said, yeah, we're never doing that again. Chelsea don't really mind because I don't know what kind of weird thing Chelsea is going through right now, so they don't really care. If you put money on the table, you can get one of the players. But I don't know. Hey, let me ask you a question. If we some way somehow pull this out of the bag and still win the Premier League, yeah, I don't know how you feel, but this is how I feel. I'm actually done with Arteta. I still want him to go. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. And like I wasn't listening to you a couple of weeks ago when you said that if we actually some way somehow still manage to win this Premier League title, I'm just gonna check out. I'm just gonna take that Premier League title. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Listen, that's what you have to do, innit? There's more to life than football, boys. You know. But I suppose it's one of those where do you get rid of Arteta when he's done what you've actually asked him to do? Do you know what I mean? Like you came second 4 years in a row, and then you won the league. Do you sack that manager then?
Well,
Because
let
it's
me let me let me ask you another question here. Pablo, I'm gonna pose it to you as well. Imagine being first to the table in the Champions League semi-final, but you're still not happy.
but,
It's because of the style of football. What gives you confidence that you're going to go and beat teams? It's
Mm,
basically Arsenal is teams can beat us. It's not
mm.
about you beating them. When you look at the teams that win the Prem, they are dominant, unless you're Jose Mourinho. And the only other person that tried to do it the Jose Mourinho way was
And then
Rafa
no,
Benitez.
even with Jose Mourinho, sorry to quote him, even with Jose Mourinho, you still kind of know he can beat you. Well, you just know on a given day he's gonna decide to be a prick and just say, you know what, you're not winning today.
But Jose Mourinho was the best ever to play that style of football. Arteta's not that level yet.
Because even with Jose Mourinho, yeah, he had guys like when he was at Inter, he had was it it's not Militao.
Like on
He had Eto. He had who's that striker that I had long haired geezer. He scored in the Champions League final. Ah,
Milito.
his name. It's a Milito. I'm thinking of.
yeah,
Milito.
Yeah,
Milito, yeah.
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying. He had like guys like Schneider
Schneider.
and all that kind of stuff as well. And when he was at Chelsea, obviously he had Eden Hazard, he had Didier Drogba, he had Solomon Kalou and all that kind of stuff. Like where the difference between Arteta and Mourinho is Mourinho would get the perfect balance of both worlds, where
Mhm.
Arteta is just like fixated on just one aspect and wants to be good on one aspect. And I was been watching a lot of commentary since obviously the City game, and people are just keep being saying that the reason why we were so good at the start of the season is because we were good defensively and we really focused on the defensive work of the team. We said you can't keep that going for the whole season. Like it's not possible. It's just like when we're watching games. Obviously, you would have seen over the seasons with your Liverpool team when people are sitting in a low block and you're kind of saying to yourself, you're not going to be able to do this for 90 minutes. You're going to be able to do this for maybe an hour, maybe 70 minutes. You're eventually going to drop off. Like you're not going to be able to keep up this consistency, this level of defensive work for that long. You're eventually going to break. And I feel like we're starting to do because I've been asking myself why we been so easy to get at the past couple of weeks, and then why have we not been able to do what we were doing at the start of the season? Because we're focusing too much on the defensive aspect. We're more worried about teams attacking us than us trying to attack them.
yeah.
I think the like you said with that Jose Mourinho team, he could worry about the defense because he had Iron Robin, Damien Duff, Didier Drogba, and Frank Lampard behind them.
Mm.
They don't need to be coached on how to attack and score goals. They will sort that out by themselves. The Arteta doesn't believe in the attackers that he has, so he's trying to overcoach them on how to
But
score
no,
goals.
what annoys me about that, you signed these attackers. So why you signing
Yeah,
guys you don't believe in?
exactly. And that's the thing. That's because he obviously from a coaching point of view, tactically, if he's trying to like play a big game, if he doesn't want to concede, Arteta's a good coach. He is a good coach. But there's other aspects of coaching that is not just on the training pitch. What you do in the transfer market, how you can motivate your players. These guys are not believing. What is he gonna say? What did he say after the Bournemouth game? And then now what's he gonna say after the City game? There's nothing he's gonna say to those players that's gonna galvanize them. And the thing is, at the end of the day, yeah, if you just look at the big picture, Arteta just isn't one of the big boys yet. When Klopp won the league with Liverpool, he had already beaten Bayern Munich in Bundesliga to 2 league titles. When Thomas Tuchel came to England and he was getting to cup finals and he won the Champions League, he'd already done stuff at PSG and at Dortmund in the Bundesliga. Even Pep, we already know what Pep had done. Alex Ferguson, we know what he did at Aberdeen. Jose Mourinho, European champion when he came.
Mhm.
Ancelotti, he won all them trophies. Conte won all them trophies. How are you just gonna bring Arteta in and you think this novice is gonna take you to the promised land? He took you to top four, and then he over exceeded expectations by that title chance in 22-23. He bamboozled your board. You thought he was the guy, but he's not the guy.
Gonna kind of let me pose a question to HM. Obviously, he's been here for like what 6, nearly gone on 7 years, yeah, and he's been a couple of title races now. I feel I'm not sure how you feel about it, obviously as a fellow Arsenal fan, but I feel like he's a little bit arrogant and a bit full of himself in the way he likes to go about things. Because I mentioned a couple of weeks ago about his record in April, how it was abysmal to every other month. So it's like it seems to be the business end of the season where he can never seem to get it right. And you bring up a good point as well, Pablo. Obviously, bringing up Alex Ferguson and Conte and then Tuchel and all these type of people. They done trial and error and they failed and learned from the mistakes and eventually got them to the promised land and they knew how to be ruthless when it came to certain decisions and when it came to certain personnel and people like imagine Conte won a league title with Diego Costa and the next season told him that he doesn't want him anymore, that he wants to go and get a different striker
You
when
see,
he was the top goal scorer for you in that title winning season. You're now telling that guy, yeah, broski, I don't want you anymore. I'm gonna go sign somebody else. I thought they would never do that. Like I thought that I watched Kai Havertz literally in key moments not being decisive, but he still baby him, still talk about him, and I start try to big him up and all that kind of stuff. He do. I feel like he wants his ideas to work. He really wants the big brain. Would you think that's a fair assessment, H?
So, like I don't think you can be in the job and not be arrogant. I think you can't manage a top side and not be an arrogant person. I think you have to have that level of arrogance because there's a difference between, oh, I manage a top six club and we're meaty, and I manage a top six club and we challenge for the Prem every single year. There's a level of arrogance because you deserve to be there. But I think the difference in this scenario is that I think as fans we're just more so frustrated about the playing style because we think we can play this beautiful expansive football all the time, and you can't. It doesn't work that way. You can't. There's games where you actually have to just control that game, and you're going to come out of it 1-0, 2-1. This and that's the majority of what the games are like for a Man City, Arsenal, a Liverpool, a Chelsea, a United. Do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't hold it against Arteta for how we actually play football because I've always said that at the end of the day, you're a player on that pitch. You know what's going on that pitch. You can decide, do you know what, I'm gonna just do what the manager is saying, or you can actually take the game by the scruff of the neck and just absolutely smash the ball. Look at Queen that goal that Cunha scored against Arsenal. Is that normal? Is that a normal thing to do? Fella got the ball, Marino slipped and he said, let me just smack this ball. And it went in. You have to have moments like that. And if Arsenal had more Maverick, like look, Eze is probably the only Maverick player. Bro, fella went and hit the post. He had a shot. He shouldn't have had that shot. In my opinion, I said take it into the box, take it, let him fire you or something, then shoot. But he said, nah, let me shoot. And he shot and he hit the post, almost went in. If that went in, does that change the whole environment, the whole feel of the game? 100%. But as much as I can say, oh, Arteta plays like this and Arteta is this. Look, I said it last week, yeah. I've seen worse. You see where Arsenal are right now. In my whole life of watching Arsenal, bar those last like from like 04 or 05, this is the best I've seen Arsenal. These last 4 years are the best visually that I've seen Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Even that 06 when we went to the final. Brother, do you remember who's on that team? And we went to toe against Barcelona. Brother, this is the best I've seen Arsenal play football. So Arsenal losing to City. Bro,
No.
have I not seen Arsenal lose to City before?
Mm.
Have I
Maybe,
not seen this?
maybe it's not arrogance. Maybe the word I'm probably looking for is lack of rootlessness. Because if you see how Pep maybe treats some of the players and how maybe they're not performing and how he just leaves them in the wilderness. Like Tijani Randers signed him at the start of the season, was banging a few goals. I haven't seen that guy kick a ball in a awful long time. PFA Player of the Year, the Spanish in English Iniesta, Phil Foden got like what 10, 15 minutes against Arsenal on the weekend. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you know what's really annoying me about Arteta when I look at him compared to Pep, yeah. Obviously, when it's crunch time, when it's time to win, Pep knows how to do it because obviously he has experience and all that kind of stuff. But is how he platforms certain players. And the one player I really want to hone in on is Nico O'Reilly. This guy is an exceptional footballer, genuinely an exceptional footballer. Yesterday, yeah, give him the ball in the half spaces, give him in a tight corner. He's getting over. Like I seen us put two, three people on him yesterday. He's getting over. And how he managed to find himself on pop up, like his box crashing is absolutely lethal. Obviously, we've seen that firsthand in the Carabao Cup final, but it's just like what makes that left hand side work so well is because Doku, yeah, as much I I rate him, but I don't rate him like I've told you guys because his end product for me is not it's not good, but he gives you so much attacking threat that he was giving Mascara problems. It's a weird the fact that we had to double him, and Nico O'Reilly was free as a bird for most of the game. But even Nico O'Reilly from a left back, if Doku's not on the pitch, he's getting on the ball. He's pushing the pace. He's making something happen. He dropped this guy into midfield. He's making stuff happen as well. And I'm kind of thinking we kind of have that player that's sort of same type of mold and playing in Mars Lewis Kelly, but he doesn't get platformed like that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't get trusted. Like I've seen Nico O'Reilly get done in games as well and be the reason why City have conceded goals, but he still trusts him. Like even with Haaland will go. Obviously, I know Haaland's a completely different beast to Gyökeres, but Haaland will go games without scoring a goal or go games where he's completely anonymous. Remember when Roy Keane said that he'd be lucky to be a League One player, but he's still trusting him and still playing him every single game until eventually works out. I don't know. I've People used to tell me that Ateta has favorites, and I never really wanted to hear it, but it's kind of coming like it's like a LED lights on these cars these days where it's just hella bright. Like it's just hit me now. Like Zubimendi, Rice and Zubimendi got dominated by Rodri, and this is a Rodri that's still recovering from ACL. Like I seen a stat that in the second half that Rice had about like 19 touches of the ball, Zubimendi had about 18. Do you know how many Rodri had? 62.
Damn. Everything goes through him and Bernardo Silva.
62. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Is it lack of rootlessness? Is it a bit of naivety? Is it a bit of arrogance? I don't know what it is with him because like he seems to make same mistakes each and every single time at the same point of the season, every single time as well. And
Well,
it's just getting a bit boring.
what I will say though is, let's keep a book though. If you go for title races against Pep Guardiola, majority of the time you're gonna lose.
Mm,
I guess I'm imagining from an Arsenal fan's perspective, you're not saying you need to beat Pep Guardiola every title race,
mm,
but come on, bro, you can't just lose four and we're just gonna let you off scot free. That's the thing. You just at least win one and
mm,
be competitive. When the club is losing those titles, it will still it's not the same the way Arteta is losing them.
Mm.
He's really taking it to where he's getting 90 points. People are saying he kind of did all that he could do. You guys are probably looking at it like you didn't do all that you could do. You
Mm.
didn't get the most out of your team.
Because I don't feel like, because I said at the back of last season, yeah, I want this manager to have everything he possibly needs for this title race. So if he eventually fails, I don't want any excuses. Give him the striker, give him the Saka backup, give him this CDM once Partey leaves and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm not gonna give him the benefit of the doubt this year. This year you need to bring something to me. Do you know what I'm saying? And now he has everything, and why is Rice playing so many minutes when you went and signed Christian Norgard? I said that last week as well. Christian Norgard is not that bad of a player where you couldn't have had a couple more minutes in the tank that he's had. The fella's a glorified bench warmer. He went from being captain of Brentford, playing week in, week out, to sitting on the Arsenal bench. The same Arsenal that plays in the same Premier League is the same. Is the same. The teams that he played against at Brentford is not the same team that Arsenal's playing against. Why can't he do a job? Do you know what I'm saying? Like with Mars Lewis Kelly as well. I know he's kind of had a bit of a downturn, but would you not trust not trust him a bit more, give him a bit more minutes? You know what I'm saying?
That's what
I just feel like he could be a bit more experimentative. Like, we complain about Pep sometimes wearing these big brains and he does too much, but at least with Pep, he lives and dies by the sword. Do you know what I'm saying? He lives and dies by his ideas. Whatever mad philosophy that he has in his head, he's gonna try it out. And if it doesn't work, you know what? He's gonna say, "Cool, I've tried that. That is not working." But Arteta is so stuck and married to his principles that it's either gonna work this way or it's not gonna work at all.
Yeah, but I think look, I'll cut Arteta a bit of slack because and I'll reiterate again is that listen, your manager can only ever tell you so much and can only ever coach you so much. Bro, you as a player have to do something yourself. You can't like you have your own ambitions as a footballer. You're so close to the league. If your coach is telling you something and you in the pitch, my coach is telling me to go down the left hand side. But every time we go down the left hand side, we're getting absolutely caught on the counter attack. Let me use common sense here. Is it not that I stop going down the left hand side? Why am I still doing something that is not benefiting me and the team? Like Arteta can only ever take you so far. But like I said, look, at the end of the day, I said if Arsenal win this Premier League, it'd be the worst thing that happened to Arsenal. Because Arteta got proven right that he can play like this and get the job done. Now, does that mean if we win the league that's how he's going to play next season? I highly doubt it. Because I think like Arteta said, like obviously there's phases to his whole project with Arsenal. And I think even if you look at the players he signed, it's been phases. Like getting that Jesus and Zinchenko in. Bro, that was a phase. That changed the whole style of football. He knew who to bring in to take us to that next level. Cool. We lost the league that year. I think we only lost one game in the last like 18 or some shit like that.
the last 19, yeah.
The next season brings in more players. We lose the league on the last day. The next season, you win it. And then this year, we're in prime position. So to me, it's a case of like the guy is only he's getting better and better, but it's just not in a good way that we as fans would like. I don't blame. Look, all I've ever said is get the job done. Get it done. Let me get my prem. Let me go and relax with the rest of my life. I don't care no more. You have to get the job done somehow. Now, if that means you have to play an unattractive style of football to get the job done, brother, do what you got. Do what you have to do. Feed the kids. Doesn't matter how you feed the kids. Feed them. Do you know what I mean? You can't play, bro. We've been playing tiki taka for the last 20 years, bro.
See, I'm not even asking him to play tiki taka. I'm just asking him just to be a little bit more adaptable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but you go to interviews and they be asking you stuff on your CV and are you adaptable? Like, are you effective communicator and all that kind of stuff? Like, I'm just asking for a bit of adaptability, boys.
Well, but that's the thing he did.
Like, just do a bit of, just give us a bit of something different. Do you know what I mean? Be a bit adventurous sometimes.
Yeah, on Sunday he was adaptive to Man City. if you look at our press
Because he had to in a do or die game. But was he adaptive against Bournemouth? It was very cautious
but see, that's
against
the thing, though. That's the thing. We're saying was he adapted against Bournemouth, but for that other 30 odd games, 31 games, played the exact same way and we're top. Now, again, everybody has their own decision making, but if you've played a certain type of way, yeah, and you're top of the league with 9 points, do you now for Bournemouth change how you play that game?
You don't necessarily have to change everything, but you can kind of tell that the guys were running out of steam a little bit because I even said it like on TikTok as well after the Sporting game when we managed to scrape that 1-0 win. I said I wasn't happy with the performance. I said if we go and play Bournemouth like this, we will lose, and people were getting onto me. And what happened when we played Bournemouth? We lost, and the same people that were getting onto me, I messaged them and said, "What do you have to say now?" Did they reply? No, they didn't, because you can't cheat me and what I'm seeing with my eyes and what I can sense and what I can feel by the way you guys are playing. The way the way they've been playing for the past month hasn't been filling me with any sense of optimism or confidence that they can really in the big moments they can really go and grab these trophies if necessary. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's gotten you this far, but it's time to run out of steam a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? You're in the last 100 meters and you're huffing and puffing, you're breathing heavy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that Eminem song, knees weak, mom spaghetti, all that type of rubbish. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, they're running out of steam. So why don't you just adapt it a little bit where you can get that extra maybe 1%, possibly 5% to help them push over the line. I'm not saying change the whole thing, but just be a little bit more adaptable, be a bit more imaginative, a bit more inventive with how we just want to finish it. Because, like I said last week as well, April is his worst month consistently for the past 6 years.
But April is usually when we have our worst set of injuries, though.
Because he's played the same guys for all those months. That's what I'm saying. With Christian Norgard, with MLS and all this type of stuff, like he's played with those same guys. So now when it gets to the last end and when like I'm saying, they're huffing and puffing, they're blowing. You're not giving them anything you're not spicing them up to help them get across the line.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm mad in saying that.
I just think it's two things. I think it's a quality issue in terms of the attacking players. And I think your manager is a little bit naive and he's just young and he's just not been there before. Like,
But
like
I can't use that excuse for him every
no,
single.
it's not an
It's
excuse.
just because he's not learning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's not learning.
Because everybody's naive at some stage. Pep was naive, even though that guy just started winning straight away. But everybody is naive. Everybody is a novice in the beginning, and then you move from being a novice, and eventually you become the real deal. He thinks he's the real deal. He genuinely does, because the way he talks in interviews, and like they said, if you're going for the league, even though you haven't won it before, sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. Don't let Pep think you don't believe in yourself. But low-key, I feel like I tell all the stuff he's saying in interviews, I'm bringing the fire, we're excited. Bro, he's just trying to convince himself. That nigga knows deep down. Like, it's low-key going to be tough to beat this Pep Guardiola guy. Because when Pep...
It's like I showed you with the screenshot last week, Pato. When he was doing that rallying cry, I knew we were losing to Bournemouth.
Yeah,
I just knew, because you're saying that because you're trying to convince me and convince yourself. But I know you better than you know you. I know you're losing that game. And what happened? You lost the game.
And
you're trying to convince me and you're trying to convince yourself. I'm not convinced, bro. I've been watching this. I've been watching football for a long time. I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything like that, but I know what I'm watching, and I know when you're scared. Because any manager that's literally that close on the precipice of doing something great, what they usually do, they keep their mouth shut and they just focus on the work.
Yeah.
But you're cutting promos. You're telling us, bring your lunch, bring your dinner, bring your grandma, bring your sister, bring everybody to the stadium, back the team. Brother, how about you play some good football and I'll naturally back the team? You know what I'm saying?
I think the fan base react based on the style of play. When, I don't know, whoever, Alex Ferguson was winning all them titles, bro, their football was exciting. That counter-attacking football, when you had Tevez, Rooney, and Ronaldo having those attacks, the fan base feeds off that. When you guys are winning your titles under Arsene Wenger, with the way that was the original tiki-taka, in my opinion. The way you playing Thierry Henry that would just be blitzing everybody. Obviously, we're us with Firmino, Salah, and Mane. The fan base, the crowd feed off of that. Arsenal fans in the Emirates, they have nothing to feed off. All they say is at the end of the match, at least we got the job done. Gabriel scored extra, which is fine, but that is meant to be on a case by case basis.
Mhm.
1-0, Gabriel Header. That's the type of game you're supposed to have yesterday against City. Not for all, not every day, not every week, man. Not against Wolves,
Bro,
against.
even imagine even the corner kicks have dried up, and
Do you know what?
we don't score from open play. When have you actually seen or watched an Arsenal highlight, yeah, and you've seen cutting edge, make the players dropping a shoulder, you know what I mean? Be like H says, you know what I mean? Do like use their own brain, not waiting for the coach to tell them what to do. They
Exactly.
don't do that. Like sometimes, yeah, I'm watching Arsenal and I'm saying, okay, play the pass, do it. You know what I do? They turn back and do a safe, and I'm thinking to myself, oh boy. Because it's
But
getting to the point where I can't keep building onto the players. There definitely has to be some sort of instruction because there's no way I'm watching these guys when they're away from Arsenal where they will do stuff and then when they come to Arsenal, they just want to play it safe.
but the technical players that you have, who are the technical players that you have?
It's
Is
only
it
really it's I
is
say
it
as it
Odegaard?
I say Odegaard as well. Do you
But
know what I'm saying?
their type of technicality, it's not that useful. You see, Cherky, yeah, Cherky's like Hazard. It's like
Yeah.
having Cherky's like having Hazard in the 10. Look
Mhm.
at the way he dribbled and bodied everybody in the box.
Mhm.
If Odegaard tried that one, bro, his knees gone.
Odegaard wouldn't even try it. He wouldn't even come into his top process.
Odegaard would have just turned around and passed the ball back.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's what I'm saying. You don't.
you know the thing is though, I just want to make a point, yeah.
What about
So
Verts?
I told this Patrick guy, Shaky have better season the Verts.
Look, Ali Slot doesn't know what he's doing with that guy. But anyways, yeah, no, he is, and he's better than Verts right now. I'm not gonna lie, but that's a conversation for another day.
I think
But,
Turkey's better than Words point back period. I'll be honest with you, bro.
He'd
okay.
be cold. I would like he'd be cold you in that Liverpool squad.
Bro, if you had Turkey in your squad, yeah, Pato, he would genuinely change your
Cold.
life.
No, it wouldn't.
He would
He
change your
would.
Pato, he would change your life.
Okay,
You change your life so much that you start learning French.
there's no need to do it. How can he change my life when Gravenberch doesn't know how to tackle? It doesn't matter how big your number 10 is. Bro, Liverpool has their own issues, but I don't even want to talk about them, to be honest. Because we're just having a nothing season. But what I'm saying is you guys don't have who's the dribbler? Who's the best dribbler in your squad?
Do you know the thing? Do you know what kills me about Arteta and this Arsenal squad? Yeah, is that our best footballer at Arsenal, right? Like it or not, is Martin Odegaard. That is our best. If you're talking about football player, is Martin Odegaard. Arteta won't unleash the beast. He won't unleash him because you see that 22-23 season, brother. Some of the I was saying, I don't know how.
This guy used to shoot. He used to
No,
shoot.
and I
He's
hear
getting
it.
goals.
But the thing is, yeah, Odegaard's skill set, I would say, is like an Ozil, but an Ozil that presses. Yeah,
I say he's more in the ilk of Bernardo Silva than an Ozil.
okay. I give him Bernardo Silva. Okay, even let's say he's in the ilk of a Bernardo Silva. He can't dribble as well as Bernardo Silva. He can't get out of tight spaces as much as Bernardo Silva. So what is the skill set that he's actually going to bring? The players that you have certain skill sets.
But the skill set he brings is the fact that he'll actually come back. See, when we're not moving that ball forward, he'll come back and pick up. Bro, he was fellow. John Midtums saw that fellow playing centre back. He will go back. And that's why Arteta needed him. And it was a case of like, even when you watch the games where he hasn't been in, it's like, bro, there's no one actually coming back to pick the ball up from deep. There's no one actually helping these. Bro, Declan Rice will stand there and
I hear it. No, I hear it. And the thing is, yeah, Odegaard is doing that job now in his 20s, in his prime. Bernardo Silva is doing that. His career is nearly finished. When Bernardo Silva was in his prime in like a couple of years ago, he was not picking the ball up from deep. He was making things happen in the final third.
That then is a stylistic issue. And that's what I'm saying about Arsenal is that it comes to a point where it's like you can only coach people up to a certain point, and then you yourself then have to make that decision as a guy on the pitch. You know, your coach was going to tell you this. Like in that City game, bro, Arsenal went toe-to-toe with Man City. Could Arsenal have won that game? 100%. The chances were there. We actually could have came out that game, maybe even a 3-2. We could have snatched the league in the dying minutes with that Kai Havertz header. But sometimes football doesn't fall in your favor like that. Doesn't mean we're not going to win the league, but I think there's a level of intent that has to go into it, and everyone has to be on the same page. See all those boys I see, they're all on the same page. They all wanted it. Some of those Arsenal boys on that pitch, they didn't want it.
Because the thing with the City players is, bro, if Pep Guardiola, even if I was playing for City and Pep Guardiola told me, Patrick, you're going to score a hat-trick today, me too, I'm going to believe it. I'm gonna believe it. This guy knows what he's talking about. These Arsenal players, whether you like it or not, at the back of their mind, obviously they want to win. They're trying to buy into the manager, but they're probably thinking, bro, you're telling me I need to track this guy, but what about this? Bro, your tactics is not really making sense. You're telling me I should be I'm the left winger, I should be running back. You haven't told me about how I'm gonna score today though. But you're telling me how I'm gonna track Doku and how I'm gonna stop Nico O'Reilly. But how am I gonna score today? Like
you said, he's too focused on what the opponent's doing and not worried about what he could potentially do, because the attack is not the best in the world, but you should be able to get more of a tune of the players that you have with their skill sets as well. Like get Trossard as close to the box as possible, because left foot, right foot doesn't matter. Do you know what I'm saying? He can bang it in. Like Trossard hasn't scored a goal in 2026. Nani Madueke hasn't scored a goal since February, and I don't think Martinelli has one goal in Premier League all season. You know what I'm saying? And the person that they want to slander the most, Victor Gyökeres, has 18 goals in all comps. He's currently the top goal scorer, and they say he's the worst footballer they've ever seen in the world. So how has he managed to do that? But those guys, they can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I was one of Gyökeres' biggest fans. I was one of his biggest advocates for him joining someone to come to the club, because I wanted a finisher. His all-around game, it doesn't impress me much. I've made videos about it. I've said, listen, he's basically Brock Lesnar, a football version, but give him a chance or two, he's going to put in the back of the net. And I think I've been proven justified. If he scores two more goals and he gets 20 goals in all comps, listen, nobody can chat to me. I told you he was going to do what he was going to do. But it's one of them ones. Arteta cannot coach an attack. And I know people are going to come back and tell me, oh, yeah, but look at the amount of goals Arsenal scored per season and blah, 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 and that kind of stuff is hard, and the Invincibles and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get that. But it's how we get the goals. I say 40% of set pieces. I say probably, maybe 35% maybe from open play. And then maybe the rest 20-25% is from maybe own goals, penalties, and all that kind of stuff as well. But like there should be a good balance, or where we can use the set pieces, but we're creating so much from open play that the set pieces is just another cherry on top. These guys sometimes I feel like they're happy for the ball just to roll out for a corner, so they're happy the ball to roll out so they can launch and prepare a set piece. Like even with Jorginho's came out and said recently in an interview as well with the Athletic, he said that I thought they focused a lot on set pieces. It felt like doing homework. You know what I mean? Like I just can't. I really can't with this guy anymore. Like that's what I'm saying. Like even if he wins the Premier League this season, I just can't. I can't deal with him anymore. The football is just beyond bland. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's just beyond dead. Like, and I'm like H says as well. I'm so worried that he's gonna win a Premier League title with this style of football, that he's gonna feel vindicated and justified and lean so much more into it and lean so much more into his arrogance and his stubbornness that he's now. We might even sign Alejandro Garnacho, and he's gonna think he can save him as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's somebody that's weird enough to do that, and H is not laughing because he knows that's a possibility.
Nah, I've already seen that happen, bro.
And he's from Chelsea. You know how he likes them.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I don't know. I can't with this guy. I genuinely can't. I know if he wins that title, they're never gonna sack him.
But this is what I say, yeah, is that as bad as look, like if you were to tell me 7 years ago, 8 years ago, oh, Arsenal are gonna be, you guys are gonna be serious contenders for the league like year after year after year, but I wouldn't believe you, bro. I went from Mustafi to Saliba. Do you know what I mean? I've seen shit in my life as an Arsenal fan. And that's why I say is like I feel like sometimes because we're so caught up in this is how we should play football. Listen, yeah, that's maybe the beautiful way is that's how you're meant to play football. That doesn't mean that's going to equate to you winning trophies. Do you get me? it doesn't always translate. We don't play in La Liga. We don't play in the Bundesliga where we can play how we did in 22-23 year in year out, and we'll be chopping trophies up and down. It don't work like that. This is the Prem. It's a hard league. It's a physical league. People are athletic here. Like a low block is something serious. You know, within the Prem, if a team say you're not scoring that day, the ball is not going to enter that net. It's only by 5 by 4 that ball is going to enter that net. So it's like, do we sometimes forget that we've actually come from such a bad place and where we're at right now? Yes, a bad stretch of games, and yeah, we're looking at trends, and April is not great for us, but there's still 5 games left to play.
No, I get that, but Harrison, we're not Fulham, we're not Burnley. We can only be so grateful for this guy for so long. Yes, I was there, Mustafi days. I was there, Squalachi days. I remember all those guys. I remember Philip Senderos. I remember Johan Giroud and all this type of stuff. That black guy from Switzerland, the centre back. I'd never seen a black guy from Switzerland before in my life until I saw that guy play for Arsenal. Like, I get it, but I can only be so appreciative for so long. Like, great, you've done your job. You're supposed to get Arsenal Football Club back to the top with the third most successful club side in English football. Like, he didn't reinvent the wheel. Do you know what I'm saying? He done what he's supposed to do, and we even gave him a big platform to even put himself on that pedestal for people to even rate him so highly as a manager because we're Arsenal Football Club. But all I'm just asking for is just be a bit more inventive, going the other way. We're solid going this way, yeah, but just be a bit more inventive going the other way. Just, I don't need the football from 22-23 because obviously that led to absolutely nothing. But I'm just saying, try get a balance. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too stale going the other way. Where, bro, when have you ever seen Arsenal? When was the last time you saw Arsenal score from a counter attack? Do you know what I mean? From like a fast break or transition, whatever you want to call it. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything's just too slow, too methodical. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I don't need. You don't mean the rock and roll football or Klopp. I don't need the rock and roll football that we played in 22-23. But all I'm just saying is just try get the balance. It's just too slow. It's a little bit too pedestrian for me. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we're gonna score goals with Kai Havertz.
No, but he's right though. It's the personnel as well.
Right.
You don't have the quality. This amazing. Not I know you're not saying you want amazing attacking football, but you want a balance. This balance you're looking for.
It doesn't exist with that attack.
Quality is not there. The quality is just not there. Especially when you have Bukayo Saka out. Martinelli just fell off a cliff. Havertz
But
is
what?
a project.
But Pato, Trossard hasn't scored a goal in all of 2026. Do you know what I'm saying? You could,
Trossard was only meant to be here for like 2 seasons.
Yeah,
but
why
he's the one that
yeah,
wanted to get Trossard given a new contract. Do you know
Who?
what I'm saying? He's the
Arteta.
one. Yeah,
Ha.
He got an
they gave him
extension.
they gave him a pay rise last summer.
Shout out to my guy
Uh,
Trossard.
he has a good agent to be fair. But
They gave him a pay rise last summer. All I'm just saying is maybe if you platform the attack just that little bit better, maybe they would have scored a bit more. Like, if Trossard had scored maybe 4 goals this year, would we not be in a better spot? If Martinelli add maybe 4 more goals to the one that he already has already, would we not possibly be in a better spot? Like, I'm just asking for better margins just going forward because he likes to win on the margins going backwards. I'm just asking for better margins just going forward. That's all I'm asking for.
Don't worry, we'll win the
We,
league.
like
Don't worry.
we've already established, we don't have the best attack in the league. But I'm just saying, could you just not help them just going forward, bro? You know what I mean?
he needs to do some coaching. Obviously, he hasn't got the best out of these guys. Because, like you say, no way 1 goal is Martinelli's level. But 20 goals will never be his level.
No, it
Someone
would. But I'm just saying, if he scored 4 more goals, at least 5 looks better than 1.
yeah, exactly. No, I hear it.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, boys, I'm not asking them to turn water into wine, but I'm just saying, broski, could you just not help us just going the other way? Just give up that little bit of defensive solidarity just for a bit more attacking quality, just a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we've seen it this season how we ripped apart Tottenham Hotspur away from home, how we barred Atletico Madrid at the Emirates in the Champions League. Do you know what I'm saying? How we moved to Bayern Munich as well. Like, we've seen it in little spurts, even Leeds at home as well. We've seen the little spurts, but it's just like just You know what I mean? Just do a little bit more, especially in the critical. That's what I'm saying as well. In the critical time of the season, where the players are just they're running on steam, running on fumes a little bit. Maybe if you just give them a little bit more leeway defensively for them to maybe a bit more expensive attacking wise, would be in a little bit of a better position. That's what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying?
And as it stands now, boys, obviously you guys are Arsenal fans. How do you see the season planning out? What do you think you guys are going to achieve this season?
To be honest with you, call me crazy, yeah, but I still feel like we win the league.
Okay, fair enough.
I still feel like we win the league. The Champions League is a whole different story. The Champions League, I don't even have that on my mind. If we get there, we get there because I can't hold them to expectation. I've never seen them do before, but the Premier League, I definitely can. Do you know what I'm saying? The Premier League, I still feel like we can do it. But let them go and draw or do a madness or something weird against Newcastle is done.
So that you have to win all five, and
We
then
have to. We have to.
cool.
I
And
don't
H,
think I don't even think it gets that close. Sincerely, I don't think it gets that close. I think Arsenal couldn't even afford to mess up and still win the title because genuinely, I think City lose two of their away games. I think they do. I think they lose to Everton away, and I think they lose to Bournemouth away. And
and you
no,
think
they still have Brentford to come to their gaff, and they still have Palace to go to get to their gaff as well. I don't think the run is in City's favour as much, knowing that they also have to play the FA Cup against Southampton. He can rest players, but tired legs are tired legs everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So I think Arsenal will still win this league. I think Arsenal can afford to mess up. I think Champions League as well. I actually genuinely think we'll do. I think he might scam a 1-0 or an extra time 1-0 in the final. Sincerely. Yeah. So look at me. I'm not worried. I saw us lose to Birmingham, bro. I'm actually not worried, bro. I'm happy, bro. I've seen my club went from 8 twice to the mountaintop.
That
I'm
Birmingham
serious,
game
bro.
when Femi Martin scored and they slapped Koscielny's head when they were
Bro, he
celebrating.
slapped his head, bro. So we're
I
almost
think
saying, look, if Liverpool can turn it around with Klopp, surely by God's grace, I tell you, we'll turn it around.
and just on Liverpool quickly. I just think Liverpool and Arsenal win the same amount of trophies this season. Whatever we can win, whatever is left for us to win,
There's
you
none
guys.
left for you people to. Listen, you guys still have a chance to win this Prem, so you better get to it.
Yeah, look, the way you are dropping points, we'll catch you.
Yeah. Well, boys, we'll leave it there for this week's episode. We'll see what Arsenal and what the Premier League have served for us this weekend. I'm pretty sure City play tomorrow against Burnley. So obviously, if they win by 2 goals or more, they go top of the table.
They do win.
It's even one goal because they've scored more goals as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
They won't win that game. I'm telling you now, every game I call it correctly. Man City will not win that game against Bournemouth. I guarantee it.
Not Bournemouth. They're playing Burnley tomorrow.
Oh, Burnley. Bro, my guy, who's the defender? Esteve. You have something for Haaland that day, don't worry.
Okay.
Yes.
People that have been getting flogged all season, all of a sudden they just turn into defensive divas. But so yeah, they have it to close the gap tomorrow, and everything will be level in points in terms of games played and all that kind of stuff. So that's when the rule race will then begin. Obviously, we have Newcastle on the weekend, and they've been in a bad run of form. They've lost last 4 games, and obviously we've won 1 game out of 6 or something like that. So yeah, it's gonna be a battle of who's less shit on the day. So we'll see how that goes, and then obviously Champions League semi-final kicks off next week as well. So we'll have to wait and see. But boys, appreciate you guys for spending the time here, and for the people that have been watching, appreciate you as well. Please do subscribe; that'd be greatly appreciated if you could do that for us, and join us next week again, Monday, between like 8:30 9 o'clock. That's when we're usually live. So if you could join us for then, that would be highly appreciated. But yeah, guys, we'll leave it there. Good night. God bless. We'll see you guys next week.